before you employ any tailor, hold your ears up. Get reference. Make sure you know where that reference is. Call the reference and be sure, because some of these tailors can be moving mad. If they Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dara and I'm a fashion designer based here in Lagos. How you doing? It's been long and it's so good to have you guys here. So I want to start this series, right? I want to start a series where I share my struggles and reality about being a fashion designer here in Nigeria. Things that happen behind the scenes that they don't tell you about. Behind all those glamour, those beautiful clothes you see online, things that actually happen behind the scene that they don't share. So I'll be sharing my experience and things that happened to me, my stories, because I've been in this fashion business for close to 7 years. I started 2019. Yeah, no, 2018. I went to fashion school at Starlight Temple in Abuja. And today, I'll be sharing my experience while I do my makeup. So I have a photo shoot, not a photo shoot, just I want to create content for my brand, Diera. I have a ready to wear brand. So I want to create a content. I want to create content for it. And I decided to do my makeup while I share my struggles with you. Okay, I'm not doing serious makeup, just something basic, just for my face to look alive while I create the content. So stick with me. So let me start with when I finished my fashion school. You know that feeling when you're done with your fashion school and be like, oh yes, I have finally arrived. Where's my brush? Okay, sorry. I finally arrived. Now it's time for me to take over this fashion industry. That's Nigeria. People are not ready for what is about to come now, because I have learned. I did my fashion illustration. I was like, okay, we can do this. Then I did my registrations and everything. I had my friend that is a lawyer. She was the one that helped me to get my business name and all. Then I felt, why not? Let's start this fashion designing. In fact, let us open a studio. But I didn't open a studio. I was living in one apartment in a one bedroom as of then. I was living in a one bed. So that's where I got one machine and I started there. Just with one sewing machine. I was staying with my friend. So fast forward to getting my first order. Oh God. Please, how do people do this thing? Talk while they do their makeup, because we ain't working. But we'll figure it out. So when I finished my fashion school, I felt, oh, I have arrived. Let's do this. We can do it. I got my first sewing machine. I put it in front of my house. It was a one bed. The machine couldn't fit into my room, right? I just put it in front of my door. So that's where I was that's where I was, making some clothes. They give us assignments at school. I'll come back and sew the clothes, sew the skirts and all that. So I now decided, I said, how am I going to do this thing? Think big, as a fashion designer, employ your own tailor and do that. And while at school, tailors will always hang around, knowing that this is a fashion school. I'm a good tailor. I have someone, I can refer you to someone, he's very good, pay me agency fee and all that, and I will supply tailors to you. So I had this particular tailor that was given to me. I had this tailor that was working for me as of then. Just my first job, my very first job. I gave him this clothes. The tailor now told me, auntie, this is your place. You don't have cutting table. Like, what do I know about cutting table then? I didn't even know. I thought we could use the floor. Okay, no, I thought I could use my ironing board, because I had this ironing board then. I thought I could use it as cutting table, right? So the tailor was like, we cannot use this cutting table now. Let me go to my house and I'll cut it. And don't worry, I'll bring it for you the next day. I was okay, no problem. That's fine. You can take it. Tell me why 3 weeks I did not see this tailor. Hey! Oh my God. I was furious, angry, scared. In fact, all the emotions I felt in that period. Was it going to the market? I went to Gariki Market to contact the person that gave me his number. And he's like, we've been trying to reach him. We've not gotten his number. Hi, God. Anyway. So when I went to Gariki Market, I tried to reach out to the agent that gave me his number. The agent was like, we've been trying to reach him too. We've not heard from him. But he lives at so and so place. Or he has a friend. Okay, first of all, they were like, he has a friend that is in this line. Try and talk to the friend. Maybe the friend knows his whereabouts. I went to the friend. The friend said, no, I've not heard from him. Oh, I don't know where he is. But he lives in so and so area. He gave me this address. And my friend. That's how we went round, round and round Abuja. We went to the estate. They gave us the contact. That's how I saw this guy. This guy had, in fact, the guy is a fashion designer on his own, no, because he had a full blown office, right? He had like four different machines, cutting table, everything. He was just busy there doing another person's work. Okay, now to think of it, I don't think that was his house. I think that was another shop, maybe from where he was working, probably. But luckily, I saw this guy. God, I was so frustrated. What that thing taught me is before you employ any tailor, hold your ears up, get reference. Make sure you know the way that reference stays. Call the reference and be sure because some of these tailors can be moving mad. If they can move mad, you would think, oh, you really know this person. He's such a soft spoken person. Oh, he sounds so nice. He wouldn't do that. And then that person will turn around and show you Shaggy Pro Max because you remember for me to cry in the market. I cried in the market that day now. I cried in the market now. Hey, I think that's because I started crying. That's when one of his friends now said, okay, look for him in this address. You will see him there. That's how I was able to get that clothes back. That's why now when I have any order, I try my possible best not to disappoint. And whenever I disappoint a customer, like I don't deliver when I'm supposed to deliver, I feel so hot because I know the disappointment. Like I know how it feels when you give a tailor clothes and they just ghost you or disappoint you. I know how it feels. It feels so sad. Like it's an experience, something I don't want to experience. So just as a fashion designer, once you get any tailor, make sure you have your employment form, they have documents they are going to fill, some things to sign, make sure they have reference, verified reference, not just putting in any number. Make sure that if anything goes south, you can be able to locate that tailor. It is very important. Like I learned it the hard way. Mind you, I want to moisturize my face and I'll be using this Corex. I'm already out. I need to get a refill. Mind you, this order we're talking about, excuse me, let me check my mic is still on. Okay, still on. Mind you, this order, this is my first order. And it was from my friend Chidima. She's the one that ordered this clothes. Chidima, wherever you are, if you're to watch this video, I just want to say thank you so much. You are my first ever customer that believed in this brand we're honoring, right? She gave me her clothes to make, and guys, it was a disaster. So she, you know how people they'll pick up a shabby clothes, and they'll Google you, like pick up the style from the internet. I'm like, oh, this is what I want you to make for me, and I look at it. I'm like, oh, princess cut, okay, and then I'll put something on top of it here. Oh, okay, I can do it. I told her, oh, no problem, I can make it. I contacted this stupid tailor because he's the one that did the dress. That was the first clothes you're talking about now. So I showed him, okay, come to the house. This is all we are making. Can you make it? He said, yes, he can make it. This is it. I said, it's princess cut. You have to cut it like this because, I went to fashion school, fresh out of it. I still remember one or two things. In as much as my hand wasn't so strong to start making someone's clothes, but at least I had an idea and I knew what was going to happen. So all I knew was princess cut, straight gown, but then the details in the clothes, I didn't know how, when you see a cloth that has like, 3D print or it had like a bow on it, I didn't know what you do to make those bows stand. I didn't know. So I just said, oh, it has a bow and then, okay, just this detail, we can do it. Tell me why. Should I rub primer? No, I beg, I don't waste my primer. I'm not going anywhere. So tell me why when we finished making these clothes, I was looking at these clothes. I said, this is he has a bow here. It's princess cut. But why are they not looking alike? Why are they not looking alike? I didn't understand. It was not later I realized that, with time, sometimes when you're not first of all, that's why I'll never advise people to always lift up designs online. You're not the one that made the clothes, you're not the one that created it. So you don't even know what they did behind the scenes to actually get that dress the way it looks. You know? So then I didn't know, I didn't understand that you have to put layers of haystay, paper stay, or collar stay in order to make that satin to stand like that. I didn't know that. I finished my own house. And the tailor, that's to show you, the tailor wasn't even experienced. And sometimes all what tailors know is just to match machine. Just tell me what to do, I'll just match the machine. They don't even know how to think out styles. That's the difference between you and the tailor. You as a fashion designer and the tailor. So basically the clothes was a disaster, and I will always commend her, my friend. She handled it with so much grace. I remember when she came to my house to pick up the clothes. She saw it, she looked at it, she was like, Chidera, this is not what the clothes. Oh, is it the clothes? I said yes. Okay, that's what she said. Is this the clothes? I said yes. She was in a hurry, so she didn't even get to fit it. She said, okay, no problem, I'll call you once I get to the house. Then she now got home. I think she got home, tried the clothes, and it was horrible. Because I'm not even thinking about if I remember that clothes. Chidem might owe you a clothes, wherever you are. Just come now. In fact, I think what I'll do is to chat her up and tell her I owe a clothes and I need to make something for her. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Because she called me that day and she was like, Chidera, this is not what I asked you to make for me. Like, see, the bow is not even standing. The V line is not even down. It's supposed to have it's supposed to have mesh here, and it doesn't have. And I didn't even know because I just looked at it. I didn't know. You know when you take pictures and you don't see that skin-like mesh. So when I looked at the picture, I didn't see that. I just saw it's just normal V. So I didn't put that mesh to the clothes, and I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. She was like, okay, no problem. I just thought to let you know. Do you know that I didn't take any order again after that day? I told myself, I need to understand this thing very well. Let this thing not repeat itself. But I promised myself, I called my mom, I started crying. I was like, see you, my first clothes. My mom told me, people make mistakes. Do you know how many times? What my mother keeps telling me whenever I call her and complain, like, oh, this tailor, this customer didn't like this dress. What my mother tell me, do you know how many times her tailor spoiled her clothes and she still goes back there? It happens. You get some, you spoil some. It happens. But you should try as much as possible. Let it not be a pattern that you keep spoiling people's clothes. Get it? Mm-hmm. So that was what I took out from that one. If they give you a design, look at it where you cha your film of my this one water. Sorry, if you're Igbo, you understand what I'm saying. This only water if in at the style, because sometimes even a bit thing, you understand. Then what did I know? I didn't even put body. Thinking of it now, that clothes I didn't even didn't use hairstay. I think I used that plastic hairstay, that rubber one that's like clothes. That's what I used. Chidinma owe you a dress wherever you are. So that's what I took out from that experience. They give you, in fact, the best decision to do is that if you want to make, if there's a consultation, a customer brings a cloth to you and says, this is what I want. Just tell the customer, we can rub heads together, we can rub minds together and come up with something unique to your own personal style. This is the word I learned. I use it to my customers. So when you say, Dara, I really want you to make something for me. I like this. I'm like, okay, just send me every screenshot you have, because I know we're all used to screenshotting nice designs on Instagram. I'll just tell you, please send me every screenshot you have so that I know where your head's at. And then we can now rub minds together and I will sketch something nice for you. And it always works. Because when you insist and say, I want it exactly like this, I'll tell you, don't expect it to be like this. Because sometimes Sometimes it comes out even better. I wouldn't even lie. I had a job I did one time. They gave me a clothes. The customer said she wants it exactly like this. She doesn't want to change. She wants it exactly like this. A long time customer. I said, okay, no problem. We'll do it. And it came out even better. I got referrals from that job and all. But it's always advisable. Just don't lift up people's design. Don't lift up people's design. And even if you lift it up, always give reference to them, tag them, as inspiration. Don't just claim it is yours because that's Oshi. 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 Anini behind your thief. Yeah. It's not always good. So sometimes whenever I have a job and a customer says, "Oh, I want it exactly like this," even if I do it, you won't see me, I won't post it because it's not my job. It's not my work. It's not. I just did something for a customer and that's it. I won't post it. I wouldn't. Now they've taken the light. Hmm, God. You should bear with me. Oh. I'm not on gen. Number one, I'm not going to on this gen. And number two, I will not stop. So just bear with me, no light. I just hope it's still as clear. It's still clear. So nwanne m na ụmụnna m na Kristi. That was my first experience as a fashion designer. Tell almost gave me IBP. Ah, almost gave me IBP. But I believe, with all those experience, you just learn. Because how would I learn? How would I not? How would I have known that before you employ tailor, yeah, you get guarantor? Even though they tell sometimes they always say, "Oh, make sure you get guarantor." I be like, "Oh, this guy is nice. He can't do that, my dear. He can do it. I can tell you for free. He can do it. He can do it." So just not to put yourself in that. So don't put yourself in that situation. Just get a guarantor. So that's my story. They've taken the light, so I just have to cut my story short so that I can at least finish up and make some videos. Okay? So this is my story as how I started. So this is my story of how I started. Not with so much glamour. I started off with a missing tailor, messed up first job, but it's all part of the growth. It's all part of the experience. And, like they say, experience is the best teacher. It's just sad that I learned it the hard way. You know, I'll be sharing my stories like this, how I started out as a fashion designer and where I am now. Finally, NEPA decided to bring the light. Thank goodness. And I don't know, this edge contour I used for my hair just left some white residue. I hate when that happens, but we'll just have to work with it. Speaking of NEPA and taking the light, like I remember when something like this happened to me, NEPA frustrated me, but that will be story for another day. Okay, so if you're a fashion designer in the house, please, I will advise you to follow this page now. Subscribe to this channel, and also I would like you to drop a comment, share your experience so that we can, chat at comment section. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, and if you also want to hear me tell stories about my struggles as a fashion designer here in Nigeria, Lagos to be precise, don't forget to also subscribe to my channel. Thank you and see you in my next video. Okay, bye.